Well, we got some bearings here for this 2007 Dodge Dakota. This one has the V8 in it. It's a two-wheel drive, pretty rare. We've got some made in China. Our friends in China have made us some wheel bearings, very cheap. You can see quality packaging. These studs are smashing through the box, so there you go. We're doing front bearings. And it looks like they're just a bolt in. We got 3 bolts and a wheel speed sensor in there, which is a bonus. So I'm gonna look up the book times on how long it's gonna take or supposed to take to replace these, but I'm sure they're fairly quick. I would imagine we just take wheels off, brakes off, a couple bolts, because there's no axle shafts, right? So it should be a fairly quick job. Undo a connector and you know the saying, Bob's your uncle. All right, so book time's 1.3 hours per side. So we're gonna start by removing this wheel. There should be a 22 millimeter wheel nut. Now take note, these older trucks do not run a metric thread, and you can quickly check your wheel nuts in case you have to replace one for whatever reason. They'll have the letter M stamped in there, and these ones do not, so they're an imperial thread wheel nut. Okay, so we got some brakes to deal with now. Now these things have a tendency to get frozen on the hub, so I feel like we're gonna have to smash it with a hammer. I always use like a dead blow or something if you're gonna actually hit the rotor. And that way we don't hurt the cast, because cast has a tendency to fracture or divot or deform if you hit it with a steel hammer. A couple ways you can take this brake assembly off. We can either take the 2 bolts out that hold the cradle and just remove the whole assembly with the pads and the caliper all bolted in one, strap it up here, or we can take it apart piece by piece, caliper, then the pads, then the cradle to get to the disc. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take it off as one whole assembly on this side, and then maybe I'll take it apart on the other side differently. All right, 21 millimeter bolts for the cradle. I'm gonna zip those off. You can see I've got a my caliper holding tool ready to rock and roll here. Get these out. Everything's pretty rusty, so you know, if you want, wear safety glasses. If not, whatever. Okay, now, so there's sometimes like a big rust lip on there and the caliper gets stuck on there, so you might have to use a pry bar. Usually works the best. And that's quite a bit of weight. If you were to drop this right now, I'd probably rip that brake line right off, so don't drop it. We'll just hook this on through here, like so. Oh wait, I put that on backwards. There. Just like that. I can just hang out there while we do this job. So now, oh beauty. You ever wonder why your brake rotor won't come off like that? It's because of all the rust that's on the inside. But I'm happy that it's not frozen on there. So sometimes, like if you can work it out enough to get a space in there, you could slip the pry bar in there and then pry it out. But there's so much rust on the inside of this hat right now, it's catching the back of the hub or the spindle or whatever you want to call it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fucking 4 hours later. Look at the rust scale in there, dirty. So like that rust scale grew in, and it grew in around the back of this hub spindle. and it's just a pain in the ass to get off. So cool. Now we can move on and remove the bolts. There's 3 bolts in the back that hold the bearing assembly to the knuckle, and should just take those out and it should just fall right out. All right. Now, in an ideal situation, I would go turn the key over so that I could move the steering, but I'm too lazy, so I'm gonna see if I can just get all of the bolts out from here. They're all 21 millimeter, by the way, on the back, which is nice. Like, thank you, Dodge, for making all the hardware like the same size. One. Get that one. No, I don't think so. Pick up too much of the, oh, for fuck. Can I get in this way? Oh, maybe. And if you have good sockets, you should be able to turn them just enough to get them in. Oh my God. All right, I'm pushing against the tie rod end. Okay, so ignore the last 30 seconds and go turn the key on and just turn the wheel. And then we can actually break that loose and get the thing out there. Come on. Cool. And then this thing should just fall out. It should just fall out. Fuck. Butter up. Oh yeah, does this have ABS? No, it doesn't. Cool. So that's cool. Yeah. So now that we got that out, we need to clean inside here because it's so rusty that the new wheel bearing won't fit in there. All the rust takes up that space. Your tolerance is too tight, you can't get in. You also want to clean this space around here so that it's nice and flush. And yeah, once we get that all cleaned up, we'll stick our new bearing in there, get our bolts started. Okay, so now you get the surface all cleaned up. You put some spray lube or something on there, anti-seize, I don't know, something to keep the rust from starting. And then we put our bolts in and we tighten those down. And I'll get you specs here in a second. We'll go over, actually at the end of the video, we'll go over all the specs. But get those snug down. Probably help if I go the right direction. Can he get all 3 of them from this angle? Oh yeah, baby. Sick. Snap-on Flex 21 for the win. Well, So it looks like there's supposed to be a backing plate on here, but this truck doesn't have one, so it's long gone. Those 3 bolts that hold the bearing to the knuckle, 120 foot-pounds. And then if you do have a 4-wheel drive, that axle nut is going to be 185 foot-pounds. Now, for the brake rotors, I guess caliper adapter is what they call it. It's 130 foot-pounds. That's the 2 big bolts that hold that bracket on. And then the caliper itself, let's see, come on, 24 foot-pounds. Yeah, so tighten that stuff down. All right, that one's already torqued. How about this one? Yep, that one's already torqued too.
What's the torque spec on this again?
120 foot-pounds. Went a little over on that one, but it's all good. Okay, so make sure you clean the face of the disc if you're going to be reusing it, because you don't want a bunch of rust in there and then this thing's sitting crooked. Then when you go down the road, the disc's doing this and your brake pedal's friggin' pulsing. So we got that all cleaned up. Now we just got to put our brakes back together, and nice just to put a nut on there just to hold the disc in place so that it doesn't sit like that. Also lessens the chance of rust scale falling in behind, and then when you put it on, you get it shaking your brake pedal. So the thing about this is the nuts just aren't deep enough to hold it on, so I'm gonna grab something to space it out, lower it down, and get the brakes on. So yeah, we just stuff that on there like so. Get our bolts ready. Get those started. Do you remember what I said to torque those down to? I gotta ratchet this. All right, so these ones that hold your brake caliper bracket on, 130 foot-pounds, if you remember a couple minutes ago when I told you. There you go. I don't even know what these get torqued to. 140. I think the spec is 130. I'll look it up one second. All right, so we've torqued the wheels to 135 foot-pounds. The spec says 125 to 145, so I guess it varies between 2 and 4-wheel drive, maybe, I don't know. Any which way, if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments below. I hope you liked this video, and I hope it helps you in your journey to change a wheel bearing in your Durango. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button, because we got like 900 videos. Check them all out, and yeah, have a good night. Catch you in the next one.